Yo, what's happening, everybody? I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. This is my partner in crime, Detroit Lenny. Welcome to Morning Wood. We want to get started off by having everybody like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Very important. And then we got to remind you about Caesars Sportsbook. We've got a promo. It's up to $1,100 for all new accounts. First bet insurance. So you make your first bet, you can put up to $1,100 on it. If it does not cash, that's cool. They'll pop it back into your account. Just to welcome you aboard with Caesars. How are you feeling today, Detroit Lenny?
I'm loving life. I got lots of baseball plays today. Too many. I got a few hockey plays, probably too many.
I actually just made a hockey play. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I doubled up on some KBO last night because I felt degenerate before I went to bed. So I hit a 2-team parlay for some plus 110 or so. I don't even remember who it was on. The Doosan Bears, I think.
And the Samsung Lions. That was Ricketts' picks yesterday. And the Kiwoom Heroes one also. I know that was Danny Daniels.
It was on the – it was – no, damn. Where was that? No, why didn't it show me? Oh, no. I don't know. Oh, these are pending. Pending. Damn it. Not pending.
I did something disgusting today. I took the
Heroes and the Bears. That's what I did. The Heroes and the Bears.
There you go.
2-team money
chicken dinners.
Parlay. Nice little plus money action. Waking cash.
Love a good waking cash.
Absolutely.
Almost as good as a wake and bake. Almost. Like button hit, good vibes sent. Last day here today. So shots. Yes, indeed.
Take one for me.
What's up, Justin? Yeah, take one for me too. What's up, Justin? McKelvey. I'm gonna go with that.
Sure.
So I took the Dodgers on the run line today, which is like against everything I stand for as a human.
Wow.
But I think it's Dodgers opening day. I feel like they're on a super high because Kershaw, the big news was that he went 7 perfect and they pulled him.
80 pitches. How do you do that? He only had 80 pitches. I get it. But...
I see the point, though. I really do. I'm on the side of the manager here. That's your dude, and you got to keep him healthy. And Josh was having a fit. He's a huge Dodger fan, so he's absolutely like, why would they pull him? And then he saw the Kershaw interview, and he was like, damn it, Kershaw, be mad. Be mad. But
be mad, bro.
It's one of those things. You got to make the right decision for your team. It's a long season, so I'm with it. What's up, Richie P? You hit the like. Perfect. That's what's up. So we do have Ross Benjamin's coming on the show. He'll be here in about 10 minutes or so. Let's win some money, says James Boyer. I'm with it. Love the wake up money. Yes, you were on the Kiwoom Heroes yesterday, too. Good luck, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Let's go, White Sox. Ooh.
Danny Daniels put his last Woody in last night after I posted the spot for today. And he took the Samsung Lions on the run line minus a run and a half. Did that cash already, Danny Daniels? Are you awake in cash on your last Woody? Because that is on another level.
That is. I did that with my table tennis.
Yes. I do like the Dodgers today. I like them to smack them. I got them on. It's a TikTok play. I also like the Angels on the run line.
Okay, he took the Lions.
He took the Samsung Lions minus 1.5.
Okay, so the new Samsung Lions line is a plus 1.5 at minus 122. So he had to have woken cashed. Yes, he says. So. Yes. Good job, Daniels.
Minus 1.5. He had it at minus 140. Yeah, so good job. Good job. Waking cash. We can already count. I'm just marking that as cash.
Cash, baby. Cash, baby.
Cash money, y'all.
What do you think of the Reds reverse money line? I don't think the Reds stand a snowball's chance in hell today.
I think the Dodgers beat them like 9-1.
Like hurtfully. Like it's going to sting. Like they're going to put some stank on it. Like that. Like
I'm on the Dodgers first 5. I'm on the Dodgers full game on the run line. Both situations.
I did the same thing actually. And that first
Yeah.
5 run line was a minus 180 and I still took it. And you guys know I don't take shiz like that ever, but I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night for the Dodgers.
Tonight's
Is
gonna
what I
be
think.
a
You're not loving
good
your
night.
baseball capping lately. I haven't even really started. I'm just kind of been looking at. I mean, there's not enough games really yet. Like, let me see you guys. Let me see the pitchers pitch and stuff.
I don't like mine either. I know where
we've been doing some-
Sean Austin's at, and I'm not a fan of mine either. My Nerfies, I've been pretty much on point. I'm. That's what's been saving my ass, to be honest with you, is my Nerfies. And I'm just randomly picking some stuff right now. So,
Well, that's not capping. That's gambling. But
well,
Ross
no,
Benjamin. Go ahead.
I was just saying on my Nerfies, like I'm trying to like just randomly going through games. I'm capping the games I pick, but I'm not going through every game. I'm just not. I don't. There's no trend right now. Who's hot? Who's not?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Guardians are hot.
Yeah, they are. Ryan Page, we never got your last Woody standing yesterday. So if you put that in and we didn't find it, let us know where it is because we knocked you out of the contest. You like the Reds on the run line? Wow, I don't. But good luck to you. Good luck to you. Actually, not good luck because you're against us. So that's kind of our saying. Good luck unless you're against us, and you kind of are in this spot. So
I mean, it only seems fair.
yeah, I mean it's our tagline and stuff. Hi, Mr. Stimulus OG.
AB, I don't have you in.
Huh? Yeah, AB, I have you out. You had under 3.5. You had under. No, AB had red cards. I only saw 1 card. You had over 2 cards, and I had 1 card. But I could be wrong because that's a soccer. So
yeah, those are hard.
Yeah, it was. God, can I remember who it was? I don't think I can.
AB, just tell us if there was over 3 cards or not.
Yeah, let me know what's going on here. Top of the bag. How you doing, Rodney Molina? How many are left in the Woody? I think like 24, didn't you say?
21, depending on AB, maybe 22.
But what I was getting to is that Ross Benjamin's going to be here. And guys, any questions you have about baseball handicapping, let's lay them on Ross. All right. He's here to help. He wants to help all of us make money. He loves the Woodies. He loves coming on and being informative and educational. So lay them on Ross. Lenny's going to pop them up on your questions up on the screen as we're talking. So we're not asking who do you like today. Okay. We can go buy his picks if we want to find out who we like today. He might give us a bonus. I mean, I'll hint towards it, but the purpose of this exercise is to make us better handicappers. Dodgers first 5, Lightning minus 1.5 puck line. I took the Capital. Was it the Capitals? No, the Predators. Nashville.
But did he put a pick in yesterday? Is our question.
Yeah. Did you put a pick in yesterday, Ryan Page?
We did have a pick for you yesterday.
Where is
so
it?
If you don't, you got to make a pick every day. Otherwise, it's like a loss if you don't make a pick. So
he knows. I mean, I know Ryan knows that. Maybe we just missed him in the chat or something. Stuff like that happens. So we can always make a note of you. Hold your thing. We'll go back after the show and look and find you. And if you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. All right. That's fair. That's fair. You like the Rockies over the 11 tonight. So that moved down. That was an 11.5 yesterday. We did a total chaos. It was the first baseball total chaos of the season. I had Tim Earl from Earl Sports Bets. I'm sure you've heard of him. Scott Steen, the Steamroller from Winners and Winers, Back to the Window with Scott and Scott, and Daniel Henderson, Breaking Vegas Sports. We're all on it. So check out Total Chaos Picks and Parlays on your YouTube and find 5 free baseball picks on the totals. But I think they went under in that Rockies game. I'm not sure. You like the Rockies first 5 on the run line. What's up, Roland G? I haven't seen you in a minute. Ain't nothing but a G thing, Roland. It ain't nothing but a G thing. Cubs under the 11. That's the Rockies game. Plus 105. Okay, so they dropped it down, but they made it plus. So they juiced that over.
I got that down the walls.
VGK Flames first period over. That's one of my favorite bets. Flames first period over. How do you feel about that, Leonard?
I like that.
I'm taking it right now.
Mandy's on the over. She's gonna come in here and tell you that as well. I like the over too. I like the over 6 as a whole game.
The Knights are ruining my life. Danny Daniels, when you were on the Knights the other day, was it you who was on the Knights? And I promised you I would not watch that game. I was sitting at the bar and like waiting to cash out because I was like, I can't watch the Knights game. And Josh is doing his thing. I'm like, I can't watch the Knights game. And it just starts and it's like 5 seconds into the game and the other team scores. And I'm like, I've got to go, people. The Vegas Knights depend on it. I lost my mind a little, but we lost the game anyway in regulation. We did get 1 point. That did happen.
Well, there's that.
First period over 1.5 is a minus 140. Wow, I'm juicy today. I'm juicy like a freaking tropical smoothie cafe.
I'm starting a new contest on the Facebook page. I'm posting it right now here in a minute. As soon as I find the verbiage to do all that.
Yeah, I want to know what kind. I want to see what picture you use for going deep for the name of that contest.
I'm going to keep it family oriented.
Family friendly.
Yep. Contest. We're going to call it Going Deep. It's a baseball contest. Any baseball pick you want, except for player props. No player props.
No player props.
Because y'all are going to come in here with
player props
over this, over that, and I'm not going to look all that up.
Stimulus is going with the Sharks on the money line. That's what he's doing today. Baby Sharks.
I got that. Sharks money line.
Against the Chicago Blackhawks. I almost called them the Black Sox. Wrong sport. Wrong era. Wrong era. Anyone going to keep track of baseball teams with bad travel? I mean, my betting sites kind of do that or my stat sites kind of do that for me. Who's good at home? Who's good on the road? Is that what you're referring to? Hey, yo, rabbit. Austin Meadows, Lenny, is very troubling. Last game tracking 3 hits.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I like Austin Meadows. I like the pick. I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, and just remember, in the beginning, I mean, everyone's getting warmed up. Everyone's getting their, feet underneath them. Some people start faster. That was something we learned from Ross. Some people start faster than others. Some pitchers start slow. So, yeah, that's why I keep saying I kind of just need a little bit more statistics before I can do statistics on everybody. The Angels' first 5 on the money line from Rickett Picks. Rickett. Oh, I got to show them. Can I show them?
Oh, yeah. The email.
I'm opening it right now. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up.
Congratulations, my friend.
We are so excited for Rickett. I know I didn't send it to you because I knew that you were in the email, but I did send it to Nick Earl. I was like, dude, this is pretty freaking cool. Okay, wait. Save. Download. Maybe it's just easier to do a screenshot than it is to do this. Oh, Ross Benjamin is here. Okay, give us 1 second, Ross. Sorry, we have breaking news from one of our dear buds. Cancel. Can I just put that there? No. Screen. Hot dog, come here. Ross is here, people. Come on, go. Yes. Okay, here it is. So this is Rickett's son. Old Tim Whitehead. Look at that guy. Look at him. Yeah, I can't take it down. So Rickett's son just got accepted to Steven. He just committed to Stevenson U. It's his proud dad moment. He's so excited. So get it, Tim Whitehead. We are so excited for you and for Rickett. You kick butt and you take names. All right. Without further ado, our special guest for today is the one, the only, Mr. Ross Benjamin, coming in hot. How's it going, Ross?
Hey, it's great, Ellie. How about yourself?
Rocking and rolling as we do here.
There's my man, Detroit Lenny.
What's happening?
Well, take a look at this guy. Why don't you smile for him, Detroit Lenny? Nobody, nobody circles the wagons like Detroit Lenny.
How do you do it, Lenny? How do you circle those wagons the way you do?
I didn't even know I circled them, but don't worry, folks. I'm circling them.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'm going to let you guys talk baseball.
All right,
buddy. All right. Will you put us in that layout? Thank you. Perfect. In the layout where we're not all smushed up here. How's it going, Ross? How's your morning?
Hey, it's great. Busy this morning with a couple videos. I really enjoyed discussing sports betting. for viewers, and I'm glad that you're having me aboard here today, Ellie. So it's an honor.
Well, we are so excited. I told them yesterday, come with questions for Ross. We've had, some of us have had a little bit of a rocky start to the season. I kind of try to tell them, let's just wait and get some statistics under our belt here. Don't get crazy just because you might not be great right now. Give it a minute. Who plays bad in the first game of a series off travel is a thing to watch for sure. So is this a thing? Who plays in the first game of a series off travel is a thing to watch for sure when we're talking about teams that travel.
I will tell you this, keep an eye on these teams that play on Sunday night and then have to travel the next day, because more times than not, well, actually all the time, if they have to play on a Monday after a Sunday night game, they're going to be at a distinct disadvantage when it comes to rest, because 100% of the time, I would say, if not 99% of the time, they're going to be playing against a team that's coming off an afternoon game the day before. So that's something I keep an eye on. And yes, another thing I look at, Ellie, too, is when a team plays their previous game on the East Coast or the West Coast and then has to travel to the opposite coast the next day. I call that having tired bats. Number one, if they have a quality starting pitcher going for them the next day, I'm looking for every reason to use the under, or I'm looking to fade that team in that situation.
Okay, that's a good call. Okay, so guys, any questions y'all have about baseball handicapping, throw them right on into the mix. I know yesterday Sean Austin asked a good one to Cameron Ross, so I'm going to ask you as well. When you sit down and you're like, okay, I got to do my work today. Here's my first game. Do you typically go right to starting pitcher? Do you go, is it the schedule? Is it the weather? Like, what are like the top 2 or 3 things that you really focus on when you're handicapping a baseball game?
And that's a great question. Starting pitching is always my foundation. Now, it's not as important as it used to be 10 or 20 years ago because of the specialization and the analytics that's been put into the game. And specialization, number one, is managers. Look, we've seen this year alone, Yu Darvish have a no-hitter after 7 innings and get pulled. Clayton Kershaw having a perfect game through 7 innings, I believe last night, and he got pulled. My point being is they have managers these days, especially the younger ones, seem to have a preconceived notion of what they're going to do in every particular situation, regardless of what the starting pitcher is doing or how well he's pitching or where his pitch count is. So, yeah, I mean, that's where it starts. But I do put more emphasis now on bullpens than I did 10 years ago. So hopefully that. And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry, Ellie.
He was just kind of wondering, how much does weather have a factor to do with it? Travel, like what are those kind of 1 or 2 main things that you start your cap off with?
I think we already touched upon travel, and right. I can't, there's nothing I could really expand upon that. When we're talking about weather is extremely important. Weather in football is one thing, because weather in football, number one, it affects totals more than it does point spreads. Weather in baseball, to me, is extremely important. Let's start with a possible rain delay. And you should find yourself a real good site where you can get a daily weather report at each ballpark. And if I see a potential rain delay, Ellie, it almost throws the starting pitching matchups out the window. And when that happens, I normally just stay away. The reason being is you're betting on a team primarily because a starting pitcher's been red hot, or you deem to be a starting pitching mismatch between the two teams. Well, that goes out the window if you play 2 innings and you go to a 2-hour rain delay. 95 to 100% of the time, managers are not going to put a starting pitcher back in after a prolonged rain delay. And obviously wind conditions. You want to check the wind conditions, especially if you're a totals player like me. Like today, I believe there's 27-mile-an-hour per hour winds in Chicago for the White Sox game. So hopefully that answers that question.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really good one too, because I kind of dabble with this, but I don't focus on it fully. But I always like to have a look because some situations are different than others. But how important is it looking at how hitters fare against the pitcher in their careers? And what he means, it's like,
Yeah.
these batters against Wainwright,
Yes.
how did they hit against this pitcher over the course of the career? Ross, how much do you put stock into that?
I put a little bit of stock into it, but not as much as you would think. I mean, that's
Mhm.
more for fantasy bettors than it is for sports bettors. And the bottom line is you only have so much time in a day, right? So you never want to cut corners. But if you look at how a starting pitcher does against a specific team in recent seasons, and the team he's facing didn't have a lot of turnover in personnel, that will tell you just about everything you need to know. And I would venture to say that if you look at individual batting performances against specific pitchers, against what I just alluded to, you're going to find a parallel path.
And it's not like, I mean, like if player A is on a cold streak as far as his bat's concerned, and
Right.
now he faces Wainwright, who he usually blows up, it doesn't mean his bat's going to all of a sudden come alive and he'll be able to hit today,
Yeah.
So
I
that's kind
would
of,
be more. This is just me. Okay. I would
yeah,
be more inclined to look at how the starting pitcher does against that team. And then
okay,
how is that team hitting in recent games? I like to go back 7 games. Okay.
right.
What's their OPS over the last 7 games? What's Wainwright done over the last 3 games? He gave up 5 home runs in 15 innings over the last 3 starts. I'm being hypothetical here.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're looking at a team he's facing has hit 17 home runs over the last 7 games. Those are the types of things I look at.
right. So how important this is, wait, sorry, I lost it.
Yeah.
This is a really good question too. How important is the manager in looking at odds? Also, winds are plus 50 miles an hour in Chicagoland area today. But how
Yeah.
important is that manager?
It's sort of important. I look at more of how a guy has shown a trend to manage. For example, the Tampa Bay manager right now for the last few years, actually, he's a guy that what I alluded to before. He's got a preconceived notion what he's going to do going into a game, no matter what the starting pitcher has done to that point. A case in point would be Blake Snell a couple of years ago in the World Series. He pulled him after 5 innings when he had allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk, and Tampa Bay was ahead in the game. They end up losing that game. So
I think,
hindsight's always 20/20, but my point being is that would be a specific instance in which I would put a lot more emphasis on the bullpen with Tampa Bay than I would for a team like the Yankees, where Aaron Boone doesn't manage that way. Even though he has a strong bullpen, if Garrett Cole's going good, he's going to go 7-8 innings. If his starter is under 100 pitches, he's going to go 7 innings. So I hope that answers that. There's no exact science, but you like to put yourself and look at the odds and the probability of what a manager may do going into a game.
Miss Medic wants to know, is it better to just pick a team and a certain pitcher and whatever base bullpen than riding a team overall no matter what? Does that make sense? Kind of. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, again, this is one of those gray areas. You never want to go into any game in any sports betting venue and say, I'm just going with this team. I'm just going with this pitcher, and I'm not looking at anything else.
Right.
That's the surest way to fail. You have to, if you either pay somebody like myself or some of the other great handicappers, at our site, or you do the extra work. I mean, and I know what she's saying. You only have so much time in a day. You're somebody that only has you come home from work and you really only have a half an hour to dedicate yourself to handicapping the game. Should I just look at a pitcher and just bet on the pitcher? Should I look at a team and just bet on a specific team that's red hot right now? I would say that you incorporate both into your daily handicapping,
Right.
but you just can't marry yourself to just one specific thing and no brain your way through it. You're not going to be successful doing that.
Because I'll go through that with like last season, Chris Flexen was my dude. Like, I don't care what situation Chris Flexen's in. If I got the price on him, I'm taking him. And then it goes the opposite with Corey Kluber and Severino. Those are just auto fades for me over the past season. If I see, I don't care who you're playing, I'm taking the other team in the first 5 every time I see you. So, but does it work every time? No. Is it the smartest way to do things? Probably not. But, you know, in certain situations, I'll ride with someone. But for the most part, there's a little bit more work involved.
Another thing too, Ellie, is look at the history of a pitcher in a certain ballpark, especially when he's on the road, right? You know, how he does at home is always easily accessible at several sites. How he does on road games is easily accessible at a lot of sites. But how does a guy like Adam Wainwright do pitching at Miller Park? How's he done over his career?
Right.
How does a guy like Wainwright do pitching during the day as opposed to at night? Those are other key things you want to look at starting pitchers. And to answer her question in a nutshell, I would highly advise you just don't simplify that much when you're handicapping. It might work short time, Ellie, but over the long haul, it'll burn you sooner or later.
Yeah, it's the lazy way to do it. Like admittedly, it's a lazier way to do it. Sean Austin, this is a good question. Ross, what do you tell yourself when you have a gut feeling on what a team should play a certain way, but your handicap shows something different? Do you go with your gut? Do you go with your capping, or do you just stay off the game?
My famous saying is, when you start betting with your gut, it's the surest way to get an ulcer.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all instinctive, you know, and we all have innate abilities, whether it be in sports betting or any other field. But if you just solely ignore the numbers and just say, I got a feeling they're due. Well, you know what I mean? The Cubs were due to win a World Series for how many years before they finally did? So
don't bet on due. I've always
disrespect your question, Sean, but my personal feeling is it's a small part, okay? Very small part. And if you ignore the numbers and just go with, you're tending to bet more on emotion most of the time when doing that, as opposed to with your brains.
I have that gut feeling about the Dodgers today, so I hope I'm not wrong, but I think I'm in a good spot. It's like
what's your gut
day.
feeling? What's your gut
I
feeling?
think the Dodgers are going to smash the Reds. It's opening day. They're coming off a great win in Minnesota, or it's their home opener. Bueller just watched Kershaw pitch 7.
What's the line in that game, Ellie?
It's huge. I took him on the run line. I think it was minus 370. But I took him on the run 270. Sorry. The run line was a minus 140. And I'm like, one of my rules is don't lay a run and a half with a home team. You might not bat the 9th and all. It's just a rule that I try to always abide by. But in this case, I gave it the middle finger. I was like, this is happening.
Yeah. I see games like that. When I got and again, I hope you win. Okay. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Me personally, and it doesn't mean that Ellie's wrong, okay?
Right.
It just means if you're asking me my personal preference, there's no way in hell I'm laying $1.40 on a home favorite minus 1.5. It's if I'm gonna lay a run line, it's gonna be at money line odds of minus 120 or less, or plus money, Ellie.
Right. No, and that's why I said, like, I started off the show by saying I did something disgusting today.
Yeah,
so
but sometimes
I know where I'm at in this. Yeah. This is not a typical bet for me. I know where I'm at here. It's a situational play.
You're betting on Walker Bueller at home in a home opener against the kid Luis Cessa that wasn't really effective with the Yankees. You'll get some experts to say they gave up on him too soon, but he's unproven. So, I
fair.
mean, sometimes you just can't ignore the numbers either.
Yeah. Do you, Kat, you don't do nerfies or yerfies, do you? You don't seem like a nerfy guy.
What I don't even know what that
No
means.
run first inning or yes run
No,
first
I
inning.
mean, I
Yeah,
don't get into those.
he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah,
He's a
I'm old
professional,
school.
people.
As it is, between Tim and Nick and yourself, you're getting me to look at first inning or first 5 innings.
Mhm.
That's about the extent of where I would go, even though I don't dabble into it. But to get into something like that, it's like betting a coin flip, for crying out loud. And no disrespect to Roland.
No, or AJ's or anyone. No, I mean, we understand here at the Morningwood crew, we understand that we are degenerate shows. Sometimes we like to get involved in props and nerfies and first fives. And, a big bet on the show Alan Miles does is the Blues second period money line in hockey. And, so we like to get involved in that kind of stuff. But I mean, Ross is a pro guy. He ain't got time for that. And
But
he can't sell
here's
those
the other
either.
here's the other thing, Ellie, and I didn't mean to cut you off
Alan.
here.
No, you're good.
The other thing is not only from my personal betting standpoint, even if I were to make bets like that, it doesn't sell to the general public, and that's my living. On top of making my own bets, I have a lot of clients that pay me to win and pay me. There's some clients that wouldn't be able to get a first inning bet in.
Right.
There's some clients that are still working with local books. I mean, even though it's illegal, it's the reality, and anybody who thinks otherwise is naive. So, and they're not able to bet first 5 innings. So it's just something that I've become accustomed to over the years. And I don't look at, again, Ellie, there's so much time in a day, so I'm looking at totals, I'm looking at money lines, I'm looking at a possible run line. And then now you want to get into the first 5 innings. And then how much is that going to sell? Even if I've gone 10-0 the last 10, I might get one sale on it. So that's why I've come to handicap the way I do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they can't sell those picks. I know the Twins are big on props, but you can't really sell those.
Yeah, I mean, the Twins are big on props, but like I tell those guys all the time, and I love them kids. I have them on my own show.
I know
you
you
know
do.
what I mean? But
you don't have me and Lenny on your show.
Guys,
but whatever,
are you out to make customers
fine.
money, or are you out to put a feather in your cap?
Yeah.
If not, just stop doing these shows and stop handicapping and just bet. Because at the end of the day, when you get on these types of shows, it's not always about picking winners all the time. What is important, okay, no doubt about it. But you want to educate the bettors too. You want to educate the audience. My goal is after today's show, I'm hoping you're a smarter sports bettor today than you were yesterday.
Yes, that's why we love having you on. That's what I told them. I'm like, he is here to help us. People, help us. Michael Dost has a good one. I know the answer to this. Are you a big sabermetrics guy? If so, what are the most important stats to look at? WHIP, ISO, all that jazz.
I am a big proponent of WHIP. I think I said this on last week's show, Ellie. If I didn't, and if I did, I apologize for repeating myself. But anybody who doesn't know the term WHIP, it's walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. I put way more emphasis on that than I do ERA. ERA could be very misleading at times. Okay, right. WHIP tells the whole story to me. You could have a guy that's got a 3.02 ERA over his last 4 starts, but his WHIP is 170. That just tells me he's wiggling out of a lot of jams, and it's a matter of time if he continues to pitch at that trend that he's going to get bitten. Okay. And the other part of the equation is the guy who has a higher ERA with a lower WHIP, but he wins consistently. That tells me he pitches to the score. And I like guys like that. So, yeah, in terms of sabermetrics, WHIP would be my top priority.
Yes, I like WHIP as well. Here's one from Roland. Does St. Louis have the edge since Brewers had to travel back home while the Cardinals have a day's rest while the bullpen was used up, and St. Louis has pregame festivities at 4 p.m. start?
Yeah, it's at Milwaukee. It's opening day at Miller Park. It's a very good question. I don't put as much emphasis on a team coming off a day off like St. Louis in the manner in which they did, because their game was rained out yesterday. So they still had to go to the ballpark. They didn't still couldn't sleep in, all the above. Having said that, okay, what I would look at today is the fact that Milwaukee continues to struggle to hit and score runs. And Adam Wainwright is a top-notch pitcher, even at his age.
Yeah.
I also look at the fact that their starter really struggled in the spring, Brandon Woodruff. And not only did he struggle in the spring in his 3 starts, I think he had like an 11.80 ERA or something like that, something stupid, over a 2-something whip in his spring starts. And that's against a lot of minor league hitters. And then that carried over to his first start of the year, where I believe he gave up 4 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. So those would be the types of things I look at more importantly. But yes, ordinarily, you can't discount the fact when one team's more rested than the other. But again, keep in mind, a team coming off a day they know they have off, where they could sleep in, they don't have to go to the ballpark, they could take their mind away from baseball, as opposed to going to the ballpark, sitting around for a couple hours and finding out the game's rained out. It doesn't carry the same meaning.
Yeah, for sure. Donna says sometimes you got to listen to your gut. I find like listening to my gut, if I'm at the end of basketball season, college basketball season, I didn't cap a whole lot because I felt like I was pretty knowledgeable just off the top, like I had been doing it all season kind of a thing. I've been looking all season, so I could see it a little better, but as far, I knew Duke and UNC were going to play again. I knew that was going to happen, so
Well,
sometimes
you had some tremendous foresight, because they never had played in the NCAA tournament.
I know. I said it in the ACC tournament. I was like, they're going to play again. And then when they didn't, I was like, it's going to happen. These 2 teams are going. It's how the story is written, people. It's destiny. But I could have easily been wrong about that as well. So
that to me is going out on a limb. And kudos to you, Donna, to answer your question about sometimes you have to go with your gut. I answered that already, but let me say this. Here's the extent of what I do with my gut. Okay, I'll use the NBA, for example, because that's the most recent time this was applicable for me. New Orleans opens as a 5-point favorite the other night, and they're playing San Antonio. 70% of the tickets and 70%, over 70% of the money is being bet on San Antonio. Yet that line went to 5.5. First of all, the opening line of 5 caught my eye because San Antonio had won 3 of the 4 regular season matchups, on top of the fact that San Antonio was a much better team down the final stretch of the regular season than the Pelicans were. Yet that line opened at 5 and went to 5.5. And again, I've said this not recently, but I'll continue to say it. I've been saying it for over years. The extent of me thinking what my gut is, you got to think like an odds maker sometime. Yep. To me, they were begging you to take San Antonio, and it certainly worked. Look at all the money in the ticket store bet on them, and lo and behold, see what happened. So if I do bet with my gut, it's because I'm trusting the odds makers more than public betting.
Right. And it's one of those things you get. And next week when you come on, could we talk line movement? Because it's something I talk to them a lot about. I'll always look up where's the money at. All the money's here and that line hasn't moved, or all the money's here and the line moved the wrong way. I kind of like skim over that with them as they're asking me about picks, but I'd love if you could help me break that down for them.
If I could just touch upon that for a brief second here.
Yeah.
I just said 5, it went from 5 to 5.5. That's what I call reverse line movement.
Yep.
And it's something you really should pay attention to. Reverse line movement is when a team jumps from a 5 to 5.5 like New Orleans did, but all the money and the tickets are being bet the opposite way. That's a sure indicator to me that the sharp money is going on New Orleans. No,
and that's why we call it reverse, because if the money's here, it should get more expensive for you to take the team where all the money's on, right? Because the odds makers are saying
you should at least. Let's put it this way: I never go against reverse line movement, but I certainly take a second look a real hard look on what I may be missing if that didn't pop up in my original handicapping of the game. And
Right.
that's a
Reverse.
specific example. Yeah, a reverse line movement. Now, also, Ellie, that line could have went from 5 to 8. When you see, there's a difference between reverse line movement and then line movement, even though it shows as a reverse, that is not money predicated. So what I'm saying about that is all of a sudden LeBron James gets pulled from the lineup the day of the game at 1:00 in the afternoon. It goes from 5 to 8, and people think it's reverse line movement because that's where the money and tickets show. So that goes again. You can't no brain your way through the day.
Yeah.
And,
Tools in the toolbox.
yeah, and Ellie, you're doing this full time now. A lot of these viewers out there are not. They're trying to do their own handicapping, and they're trying to condense the amount of time they could. And that's the biggest fault of a lot of people doing their own sports betting and handicapping. Second biggest on top of money management is that they're trying to condense the time they spend by taking shortcuts.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a natural thing. You guys, they've all seen me do it on the show where I just don't like anything, but I'll take their picks. And then maybe I win, maybe I lose, but I have no one to blame but myself because I was a lazy ass that day.
You know what, Ellie? The other thing is sometimes taking a pass is a winning day. If you don't like something, you don't have to just take something for the sake of having it. I've been trying to tell you that.
I do. I have to bet on things every day.
I know, but you're a work in progress with me. Sooner or later, you'll come around.
I started this when I started doing the show. I was very disciplined. I had like a guru for years who taught me how to do things, and I was very disciplined. I get all over it. And the more I do this show, and the more I hang out with Lenny, I'm just going right down the shitter, Ross. I'm just going right on down, man. It's not working out. No.
Well, Joe, to answer could I answer this question from Sean or no?
Yeah. Well, and Roland wanted to know too, how did you get your start? Did someone take you under their wing as an apprentice? And what made your capping go from Joe to pro?
Yeah, well, basically the same question. So, okay. When I was in my 30s, I worked for one of the biggest bookmakers, illegal bookmakers here in Western New York. So I learned from that side of the table, and that's been an integral part of why I started seeing betting patterns from people that were calling every day and noticing that more and more that the amount of bets that were taken in on a specific team, if it was lopsided, more times than not, that pick lost. So that, then I started getting into the actual numbers of it. Then I started seeing all these clowns on TV yelling and screaming as handicappers. So I got away from that many years ago from working for the guy I just spoke about, and the statute of limitations is passed, thankfully. I started getting more into handicapping at home and then looking at specific numbers and reading a lot about guys who had done it for a living and what they look at. And then I was offered a buyout at my job that I had been doing full time for 20 years, and I hated. Okay, absolutely hated. And I decided to reach out to some handicapping companies. One in particular was Mark Lawrence, and he took me under his wing. I moved to Florida, worked under his wing for about a year, taught me a lot, taught me what to look for, how to operate with integrity and professionalism. And, here's the thing. When you have a kid that throws 70 miles an hour, okay, and you take him under your wing, you better teach him how to pitch, okay? Because you're not going to take a kid who throws 70 and he's just not physically capable of raising his velocity 20 miles an hour to even be looked at as a prospect, okay? So it's same thing goes with sports betting. If you don't have that innate ability to start with, okay, mine being I could add numbers quicker in my head than people could do on a calculator. And I mean that sincerely, folks. I might be exaggerating a little bit. But if you're not a numbers guy, number one, you don't know sports, number two, and you're not willing to learn on a daily basis, you're never going to get to that point. So I took a big chance. Everybody told me I was crazy, 20 years ago, and here I am, Nelly, so. And
Yep.
I tell you, as opposed to that prior job that I had that I hated, I wake up every day and love what I do. You know what the old cliche is? If you love what you do, you're not working.
That's just it. Roland says I know who Mark Lawrence is.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark's
Well,
is a perfect example. Mark is a technical handicapper. I use the same database as him. There's only about 25 people in the world that have that database. But
wow.
I've gotten more and more away from the technical side of handicap, and I'll implement it sometimes. But Mark is very good at what he does and within what he does, But I just don't marry myself to that one specific aspect of handicapping the way he does. But yet he does very well. So I'm not saying, what works for one
Right.
might not work for the other, as long as there's success at the end of it all. You can't argue with anybody's philosophy.
That's just it. I like options. So I just kind of like to try different things. And like I always say, tools in my toolbox. Like I want to know a little bit of everything. And then you can apply it when it's appropriate. Yeah. John Madden's never worked a day in his life. So we do kind of have to start wrapping things up, but I want to remind everyone where to find your premium plays. It's over at picksandparlays.net. You're looking for Ross Benjamin, like you could forget this guy. The promo code is MLB, and it's going to save you 20% off of all your premium plays. How you been doing so far in baseball season and just for the year? How you been doing?
Yeah, coming off an 0-2 night in baseball, but 6-3 with my last 9 in Major League Baseball. I was 6-1 prior to that. The NBA starting to get heat up here. 7-2 with my last 9, including winning playing games on Tuesday and Thursday Tuesday and Wednesday, with Minnesota, and last night with New Orleans. NBA money line plays, folks. Keep an eye on those, please. I only gave out 12 this year. I never give out anything that exceeds -135. Couple underdogs mixed in there as well. 12-0 with those plays this year. Undoubtedly, I'll have at least one of them through the course of the playoffs, if not 2 or more. Also, in terms of Major League Baseball, my 10-star top plays since April 27th since the start of last season, have gone 44-23. That's good for 66%. And I don't give out big chalks, folks. So you don't have to worry about buying a play from me in Major League Baseball or any kind of money line bet coming from me that's going to exceed -135 or be in the 170 percentile range, something like that. You don't need me for that. You could deplete your own bankroll.
That's just it. I don't need any help losing money, Ross, okay? Because I nailed that.
So a lot of good things, Ellie. You know what I mean? You just have to, subscription plans. We always have discounts on those at picksandparlays.net. Ellie's giving you a promo code here that you could save 20%. Dabble in, folks. You know what I mean? I don't win every day. But over the long haul, my goal is not to keep you for a week or a month. It's to keep you for eternity. Okay. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's always my goal.
Beautiful. Well, we respect that. And thank you so much for coming on. And remember, guys, Ross uses baseballreference.com. That's where he gets a lot of his information. So I just want to share that with everyone again. If you missed it on the last show, can you come back next Thursday? Can we make this a thing?
I'd love to.
A regular thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so we'll do that, and we'll talk some line movement next week also.
Sounds good to me.
We
Ellie,
appreciate
always a pleasure, my dear. Keep up
so
the good
much.
Work.
Yes, thank you so
much. You
much,
guys are very lucky. She's not only pretty, but she's extremely knowledgeable, and as you can see, she's very viewer friendly. So thank you again, Ellie.
Thank you, Ross. We'll see you on Thursday.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Ross Benjamin, everybody. All right. That was great information. Information is really like the biggest money. Oh, I'm sorry, Age. I didn't see your do you follow trends? But we can ask him that next Thursday. And then tomorrow, guess who's on tomorrow, y'all? Sean Higgs. Sean Higgs is coming on Morning Wood tomorrow to talk baseball and some player props. Caesars is broken right now. Huh. Sometimes they do that. My link, the link in the description of the video. Is our Caesars link broken, Leonard? Hold on. I can give you another one I have right here. Maybe those won't work for you. Boop, 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 boop. They might have changed our promo. They're working some things out. Okay, I'm going to pop this into the chat. Try clicking on that link and let me know if that works. We're only going to be here about 8 more minutes. But Lenny, did you get Ryan Page's deal? Because Sugar Mouse.
Yeah, but he gave a parlay for yesterday.
Yeah, that's just it, Ryan. We can't do parlays. I do remember that going in, but we didn't put it in because you can't do a parlay on Last Woody Standing. Although I do feel like someone has done it before and we let it go through. That we might have then made the rule that you can't do that anymore after that.
Yeah, because I think it was.
Okay, here, Lenny. I'm going to put this in private chat.
It didn't. When it got copied and pasted over, it didn't work.
Here, I just put it in private chat if you want to copy paste that one because Roland said the one in private chat works. So, okay, we got there. How many left in the last Woody? I believe it was 24. You said
21.
21. I'm not in there anymore, any longer. That's fine. Whatever. I think I should get 5 picks because it's my show. 5 picks in the last Woody for Allie Burns. That seems fair to me. But whatevs. Okay, so that just about does it for us. Let me go through just some quick housekeeping and remind everybody about the Max Wagers Network daily lineup. We got Higgs every day, 7 days a week. This man works to make you money. Noon Eastern on Midday Money. Subscribe to his channel. Sean Higgs has his own YouTube channel. It's called Winning Free Picks. Subscribe to that business. I love me some Higgs. He was number 1 on the Picks and Parlays site yesterday, I believe. Oh, no, he wasn't. He was number 3 on the site. He was 5 and 3. Yesterday, I think he was 1.
Damn it, Higgs.
What?
I said, damn it, Higgs, do better.
I know. Get your stuff right, Higgs. We expect more. We expect everything out of you. Then you guys come to me at 1 p.m. Eastern, and now you're about to head over to Just Parlays with Chris King and Jim Williams. They've got some good stuff lined up for you over there. Back to the Window with Scott, and Scott's on at 3 p.m. Eastern every day. I'll be on their show tomorrow, and Game Time Decision with Lenny and the Twins going down every day, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. What shirts are available? I'm not sure. I think Bet, Win, Repeat, and Morning Wood. Did you get Alex L in there? Have a great day, Ricky. Congratulations on your son. We're proud of you, and we are rooting for him, baby. Blues and Reg. Eddie Sanchez coming in. Please get the Dodgers on the run line. Ross yelled at me for taking that. Ross yelled at me.
Ross is old school.
Yeah, Russ is old school. I'm new school.
There is a science and stats supporting nerfies and yerfies, but that's not his thing.
I paid too much for a run line. Chris King is an awesome geek. Great game breakdowns. Sorry, Chris King. I didn't mean to call you a geek. Greek. Great game breakdowns. Yeah, I like Chris King a lot. I'm really into love listening to him. He's brilliant. I really like Scott Steen a lot. I really like the way that he talks, just as far as like a radio guy or a voice on the air kind of a thing. Scott Steen cracks me up. Chris King is great. Scott Reichel's great. The Winners and Winers crew. I'm big fans. They were a great addition to the team. What do you think, Lenny? Are you into our Winners and Winers counterparts?
I am. I'm a big fan of parlays, so me and Chris King are bonded forever because of that. Yeah, I don't know about the master, but I definitely throw my hat in the ring for a bunch of nerfies. I mean,
I'll vote for you. I'll vote for you to be the nerfy master.
I tell you right now, there's no yerfies, just nerfies.
Flames Preds money line plus 200 to parlay those little puppies. I
like VGK tonight.
You like VGK?
They have to win.
Oh my God! But it doesn't
Stay
mean
in the
they will.
playoffs, Hunt.
Doesn't mean
That's
they
why.
will. But come on, VGK, let's go. I need my ring back. Remember last year I had that VGK ring and then I
Well,
broke
you
it.
lost
And
it. That's why they're not going to make the playoffs this year.
no, they broke. Remember, it chipped
Also,
into 1,000 pieces. That's why they sucked
broke it.
last year. That's why they didn't win it all.
That's
Okay,
fine.
guys. So that just about does it for me in Detroit Lenard. We are going to roll on out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Check out the link. Jared Nichols likes the Cardinals on the money line. So did our friend, I believe it was Michael Dost or Roland. One of y'all really liked the Cardinals today too. Blues in second period isn't just a myth. We're slow starting team. The guy makes adjustments and they listen. Yeah, hey, I'm not saying it's a myth. I think it's a solid trend, like the Flames' first period over. Like sometimes you just hit on one of those and you keep rolling with it. Anything else out of you, Lenny?
I posted the Going Deep contest for baseball. There's already some people that entered. It's on the Facebook contest, or it's on the Facebook page. You can't miss it. It says new contest in big lights. So boom. Yeah, there's lights. It's woo, woo, woo.
What's bobbip? What's a bobbip? Balls and balls in pitching. Clearly, that's what that is. Text me, Alan Miles. Let me know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. And today's cut day in Handicap 10. Records have been posted. You got one more day. Today, final picks before you get cut. There's a couple people on the bubble. Jeff Bradley last month's winner didn't make the cut. He knew that though.
Oh yeah.
He even commented. He's like, whenever you win, the next like week or two is always bad. It's like you lost all your mojo in the last month. Unless you're Brian Gillihan, then you go on a 2-month bender of just winning.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I just want to not get knocked out. That's my goal for Handicapping Town was to make it through the whole month and not get knocked out. I'm very scared.
TikTok play has been posted to Facebook. Contests, all that stuff. Oakland A's are up over the Rays 4-1.
In the park home run, I think the last guy to do that was Miggy, wasn't it? Last season?
Yeah, so I don't like the call. I don't want to take anything away from that, but you can't I don't like the call because there was an error on that. There's a throwing error. So yes, it's an in the park home run, but it's not a natural. Like Miguel Cabrera never had a natural in the park home run. That dude could barely make it the second his whole career. So, I mean, I appreciate the natural home run, natural in the park home run. Dude just ran it out,
Fair.
I like those, but.
Ooh, a baseball contest. I'm there. Yes, indeed. Head over to Facebook. This is our Facebook group. We've got to get rolling. Head over to, here it is right here, facebook.com/group/Morningwood Picks. If you guys want to get into the new baseball contest that happens today on the Morningwood Facebook page, we've got to get out of here. Head over to Just Parlays with Chris King. Good luck, everybody, unless you're against Lenny.